So you find me in the driver's seat of my favorite car on sale in the Indian market today. And that includes the likes of the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, and the other exotics. Why, you ask? Well, for one very specific reason. This, the BMW M2, is the only high-performance car that you can buy in the country today with a manual gearbox. And that, in my book, makes it the most fun, driver-focused car that you can buy in India today. And I'm on my way to speak to the man who has ensured that we can get a driver's car with a proper manual gearbox in the Indian market. We're finally here, so stick around, pun intended. So ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Vikram Pawah, Group President, BMW, and the man responsible for making me draw up plans to rob a bank. Vikram, I drove here in a manual M2 because I wanted to meet the man responsible or audacious enough for bringing us a proper performance car with a manual gearbox.
Absolutely.
Did Munich think you were crazy to ask for an M car with a manual in India?
No, I think what Munich thought was that I'm listening to my customers. So, every time I've attended the M events in the past since 2017, every time I get this request, when can we get a manual in India? When can we get the real raw power of an M? Because M is, of course, the fastest letter in the world, or the most powerful letter in the world that we call about it. So I'm really proud that we got the M2, which is a pure M car with a manual. I'm glad that you liked it while driving it. Huh? It reminds me of my earlier days as well.
Well, Thank you so much personally, because I love driving it.
Thank you very much.
And I'm very happy to hear that your customers have actually asked for a proper manual M car.
Of course, this is not a car that you sell in masses, right? This is a very, very niche market, and I know the customers that I'm talking about, most of them would be watching this kind of a show, right? So they want that specific car that they want to be able to do it to the track or take it early in the morning for a nice spin. Of course, not for commuting on an everyday basis. So you're not looking at big numbers, but what I'm looking at is the smile on the faces of these customers. So the number of smiles equals the number of sales here.
Good.
Right? So,
good.
So you drove
that's
it.
a good metric.
Absolutely. I'm sure you drove for a short distance and you would have smiled multiple times. And that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I didn't stop smiling throughout the time that I was sitting behind the wheel of that car. Another car that was a paradigm shift, almost, is the new i7.
Absolutely.
What is the feedback to the i7? I mean, the big screen and it just feels like it's from a different era.
Yes, I think the 7 Series and the i7 that we launched, in February 2023, when we showcased it to the Indian public. One thing, we made a very clear statement that we want to redefine the class of luxury. And by that, we said this is the new era of luxury that nobody can match with. We are creating a benchmark that nobody has seen before. And I think it's proven well. We have already started deliveries in April, May this year for both the 7 and the i7. And to give you some context, that already till today, we've delivered more than what we sold in the entire year of the 7 Series previous generation.
Wow.
And the delivery is just starting 2 or 3 months ago, literally. So you can imagine the kind of reception we have got for this. I've seen customers, personally, we have a lot of events where we met a lot of prospective and existing customers of 7 Series. I've showcased that car personally to them as well. And the moment they sit in the car, they simply say, "Can I take it right now?" I have to always say sorry. There's a long waiting. There's at least 6 months waiting on this 7 Series, but a phenomenal success. I can clearly see the supplies are coming back now. The supplies have started. So happy to see more and more customers getting onto it. But the feedback we're getting, theater screen, absolute winner. Absolute winner. The lounge, I think the best first-class experience anybody could get. The comfort in the car, even in the worst road condition, you can absolutely be comfort. and the technology that comes with it. The touch screens, the kind of lighting, the kind of ambience, the kind of material that is being used in the car, absolute redefinition of the luxury. I'm happy that we started a new revolution in luxury, and I'll just give you a little bit of context here about the luxury class as well for us. So, because I think a lot of people think that, in India, it's normally the entry-level premium cars that sell. But for us, it's both. So I'll give you two fun facts here, maybe if you call it. One is the luxury class, which includes the 7, i7, X7, and the XM, which also we launched recently, contribute to 20% of our sales in the first half of 2023. And they grew by 128% year on year. So you can see the kind of traction. And that's one of the spectrum. The other spectrum, what we see is the X1. Again, the new generation X1 that we launched, which is much more aggressive looking, more road presence, bigger car, more space, much more technology, and more fuel efficient. I remember when you spoke about it during the launch, everybody was wondering of the choice of engines that we chose. And we chose it for a purpose because we know what resonates with India is fuel efficiency along with performance. And we got the balance right. What we have seen is a growth of 50% in that segment for us. X1 alone is contributing to 20% of our sales as well now in the first half. Again, only in 3 months of delivery, not even 6 months of delivery. Also, more encouraging, the type of customers we are getting. 2/3 of these customers are first-time premium buyers. So they're migrating upwards. So clearly shows the value that we're offering with the X1 is absolutely fantastic. Second thing, younger population as well. 56% of these customers are between 31 and 45. So again, the sweet spot, young people who are adventurous, small families, wanting a car that is perfectly suitable for their own and the family, absolutely fit. So really excited with these two ends of the spectrum really growing. And then in the middle sits a 3 Grand limousine, right, which is a specific car made for India, for Indian customers, the only right-hand drive version of a 3 Series long wheelbase that we launched in India, 20% of our sales as well. Really good balance. And now we launched the X5, so we have 4 strong pillars here, right?
So at the higher end, you've seen, at least from an outsider's point of view looking in, like spectacular demand for the EVs.
Yes.
Do you think, at least in the higher end segments, like tomorrow, if you didn't have any ICE offerings in those segments, that you would get like volume demand? Meaning, is it just the early adopters who pick up the fewer select models that you have available as EVs? Or do you think that tomorrow, if there was no ICE and it was EV only, because these still feel like BMWs, that you wouldn't notice?
I think for us, we have a very clear view on this. I think there are individual customers existing who like EVs, and the individual customer who will continue with ICE. That's why for us, our strategy is very clear. We will give this power of choice to the customer. We will not decide for them. We will offer equal EVs with the equal performance, like you said, a typical BMW, as we do with ICE. So if I give you an example now about EVs, again, a great success story. We launched it last year. We said we'll be the best in the country, and we continue to be that because we are the only one who are offering 4 distinctive products: mini hatch, i4 mid-size sedan, an iX with a full SUV electric, the only one in the country, and an i7, which is a limousine in electric format as well. First half of this year, we own 50% of the premium electric space. An absolute dominant leader. Of course, having the dominant product lineup should translate into dominant leadership. That's exactly what it is. But more importantly, if I look at the iX, as a single model, best-selling electric vehicle, it alone outsells all the other electric premium combined. A single model outshining all of them. And there's a reason behind it as well, because we know SUVs are suitable for India. We love our SUVs. I love it, you love it, we all do. That along with the electric combination, which gives you low running costs, almost 50% low running costs. A full-size SUV, all the luxury inside, enough space, technology, sustainability, the entire package. And then ease of charging at your home because we give you a home charging station, a perfect combination. I think that works really well, and that's what we can see in the numbers as well. We're still waiting on all these cars. All the electric cars are on 3 to 6 months waiting. But we are catching up with the suppliers, supplying it to the customers. And I think we will continue to lead it. We'll continue to grow this market, and this is the fastest growing segment for us actually at the moment.
So are there plans to manufacture the EVs in India?
Absolutely. I
Or
mean, we
assemble?
manufacture everything that we sell mostly in India. So 95% of what we sell in India, we locally manufacture it. I mean, EV is still a relatively new technology. We have to understand that the battery technology, the motor technology is evolving very fast. We, as BMW, we have been pioneers in electric. We started with 2013 with the i3. So we are already in our Generation 5 technology of the battery and working on Gen 6.
Yeah.
So I think it's a sweet spot we need to find of localizing it. When we find the technology being a little bit stable, the volumes reaching a threshold, when that combination happens, you'll see us producing. But I think it's only a matter of time now for us. That's it.
So the next gen EV platform, the new class modular EV platform. So currently, many of your EVs, the i4, the i7, on the CLAR platform, which is flexible enough for both ICE as well as EV, which in my mind is brilliant. But you're moving to a brand new platform, which will be EV centric. So next gen 3 series, for instance, is that going to be on two different platforms, one pure EV and one traditional ICE?
So first, let's talk about the newer class A that you talk about, the new class of vehicles that we're going to launch from 2025, 26 onwards, right? So of course, they are with a clear design philosophy or a product philosophy of they are digital first, they're electric first, and they're circular first. So you address all these three emerging trends in the luxury segment. Does that mean we are only an EV manufacturer? No, clearly not. We clearly made a statement, and we'll stick by it, that at every price point, a customer will have a choice of a fully electric, a plug-in hybrid, a petrol, or a diesel option. And I think we'll continue delivering that. How we deliver it, with what technologies, I think you leave it to us. We're experts with that.
Okay. You mentioned diesel. So you're one of the few manufacturers who are still offering diesel. But it seems like it's getting harder and harder to provide that diesel option. What's the future of diesel in India?
I think, like I said, till the time there is demand for diesel, we are here to provide it. We are a customer-centric company. We're not going to be deciding technology based on our internal needs. We'll decide the technology adoption depending on the customer needs. And that's why we said we believe in technology openness. We are agnostic to one or the other. I think customers are the best judge. World is a big canvas. It doesn't behave in a homogeneous way. Even India, if you look at it, is such a diverse country. One town is not going to behave the same as the other, even if you look at 20 or 30 years from now. So I think we should be able to provide that flexibility to our customer, and that's going to be a focus that till the time our customers are demanding, we will continue to provide those solutions.
And you mentioned sales growth and market leadership. How important is it for BMW to be number one in India?
Number one worldwide in India is always important, no doubt about it, but in a sizable market. So for me, what's more important is to grow. I've always said this, and I stick by that statement still now. And I think we are at that juncture. We're going to prove this actually with numbers as well, as that we will grow the market and take leadership. And I think X1 is a classical example that we are going to grow the market. The top end or the luxury class is also a classical example. We're growing that segment as well. So we're not just growing one end or the other. We're growing both these. That means the whole segment is going to grow, and we'll take leadership sooner or later.
Looking ahead in terms of propulsion systems, BMW is very early with hydrogen.
Yes.
There doesn't seem to be as much talk today in regards to hydrogen. So where does that stand within what we're looking at going forward?
Again, comes back to the basic philosophy of customer centricity, right? So that every customer may not be electric customer in future either. But people would write some kind of a sustainable solution. Every country may not have sustainable or environment-friendly electric supply either. So we need to be able to come up with solutions that provide the answers to what the society is looking for. Right? If you're looking at a long-haul travel, of course your ICE engines are available. If you're looking at intercity, normal commutes, electric vehicles are available, which are sustainable as long as your power is sustainable and everything else. If you're looking for further sustainable solution, long-term, high-distance sustainable solution, hydrogen. It's early years. I mean, it's just in a development phase. We just put the first test fleet across the world. It's doing the rounds from one city to the other at the moment. Great reception, because we are pioneering something that no one has ever thought about. So for us, it's all about providing solution in this premium mobility space to every customer need, and we will stick with that principle.
So one of the other things that's being talked about now is synthetic fuels. Is BMW looking at that as a potential option going forward?
So you're talking about ethanol blended fuels, more or less. So yes, of course, we are pretty much ready with it. I think all our vehicles are capable of using E20 without any changes. Absolutely. I mean, we do that world over. India is not a unique market. So that's what I'm saying. We support every way of environment-friendly, sustainable mobility development in the premium space. So we have all the solutions available, and that's why I leave choices normally to our customers to decide that. Yeah.
So it's been a busy couple of years in terms of launches and a lot of action. On the product front, you've got the X5 facelift, which is coming in now. What is the short-term roadmap for BMW?
So when we started this year, we said we launch 19 cars and 3 bikes, so over 22 products across our 3 brands. This is our 12th launch this year, right, in cars. We've already launched the 2 bikes, so there's still 7 more cars to come and 1 more bike, and maybe some surprises in there as well. So just watch the space for the next 6 months. Yeah.
On a personal level, you've been very successful in this industry. You're one of the leaders of the industry. What do you do to stay motivated, to stay fit in your own regimen, and also to relax when you need to?
Staying fit physically, I don't think is the right thing at the moment. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm getting old, so not fit anymore. But thanks for that compliment. Really appreciate it. But I would say it all goes to the team that I work with. I've been blessed with really great teams all my life, and I think what matters most is that when I look at my teams, their motivation, their drive to do something that gives me all the energy that I need, and we all keep updated on what we can do for the future. We look at the emerging trends in the industry, and I think we've proven as BMW, you can see that we are proving that we are picking up all the new trends. We're actually addressing those needs of the customer, and I think that's what drives it. So luckily, as BMW, we have passionate customers. They keep our energy levels up, like the M2.
You've spoken like a true leader.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do a quick rapid fire, of quick rapid fire questions, get some off the cuff responses.
Let me grab some water.
Please.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Your favorite BMW from the current range of cars?
The M8 Competition Sport.
Nice. Your favorite BMW of all time?
The 325.
Nice. I like that answer because I have an E36 325.
There you go.
Your favorite bike from the Motorrad range?
The one I really love? M1000RR.
Wow. Do you have a current bike in your garage?
Actually, that's the good thing about me, right? I've been in auto industry, so I never keep it in my garage. I pick one from the company and take it for a ride. So the last one I took was actually a F900R. I mean, that's the one I took up. But my favorite of all time has always been 1000RRs. During my younger year, not anymore, maybe.
I'm sure if we gave you a 1000RR, you would shoot up into the distance.
I would love to. I would love to.
Racetrack or off-road? What is your preference?
Racetrack. Any day. Depends on the vehicle, though.
Yeah. So which one?
If you give me, okay. I mean, if you're talking about a bike or a M8 competition, of course, a racetrack, nothing else. I will not go anywhere else. But maybe you give me a XM or a X5, I might take it totally off-road.
Last drop of fuel available to you. How would you choose to burn it?
Floor the pedal.
In and where?
M8 competition sport.
On a racetrack?
On a racetrack, absolutely. Safe way to burn the fuel, no problem.
Okay, finally, just your, what stands out for these respective brands? BMW.
Passion.
BMW Motorrad.
Oh, life. Absolutely life.
And Mini?
Mini would be more love.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dhruv. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Super.